Hey guys, Jen Loves Wrestling here. Hope you are having a great day. So today's video is mostly going to be on yesterday's NXT show. Usually when there is a pay-per-view over the weekend, I do cover that. But since, honestly, in my opinion, most of it was kind of meh, with one exception, which we'll get to later in the video, I figure NXT kind of did a good job. As we go along the way of this show, we can talk about In Your House while covering that. So I think that's the format we're going to go with today. So we kicked off the show in a very interesting way. TAKEOVER went off the air in kind of a somber note, which was very strange choice. Regal essentially implying and giving us the indication that he is going to be stepping away from NXT. So fast forward to yesterday's show. We open with Regal in the ring, giving a very convincing, what appeared to be a farewell speech. And I have to admit that between the emotions, the crack in his voice, him recapping his NXT career, everything he's done, everything the brand has meant to him, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was kind of, they got me on this one. I thought, Regal's getting up there. I thought maybe he really was gonna step away, and that would be a sad day and will be when it happens. But instead, this was just a build-up for something that, even though a lot of us heard the rumors on, it was still an amazing surprise when Samoa Joe's music hit. I have never been happier to hear that in my life. I was so excited. It just felt like such an amazing moment. Samoa Joe back in NXT, backing up Regal, who was getting bullied in the ring at that time by Cross, just when Regal was about to come out. The traditional farewell retirement speech gets interrupted by a heel. That heel was carrying Cross, bullying Regal, and Joe to the rescue. What I love about Samoa Joe is he has this amazing ability to come off as this intimidating, menacing, beast-like presence while still being a big, lovable teddy bear. I got your back, Regal. Like, it was so sweet and awesome, but I wouldn't want to be Cross in that situation. And speaking of him, what is next for Karrion Kross? Leave it in the comments below what you think. What the next step is for the current NXT tag team, or the current NXT champion. Alright, so, I jumped the gun on that one. You heard me say tag team there. Cross is not a tag team champion by himself, even though sometimes he acts like he is. Tag team. Tag team is on my brain, because you guys know the evening picked up and hit the high note for me, because I was treated to a surprise Marcel, which is the best. My favorite wrestler, for those of you who don't know, but if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know. So, yeah, Imperium versus Breezango. Great match. Awesome. Love it. Of course, Marcel was there. It's the best. May not have picked up the W, but went out on top, and that is the important thing. Beat up Breezango after the match, and left their flag, which I want one of those Imperium flags. So we know Samoa Joe is back. Can we bring back Alexander Wolf now? That would be great. So next was the thing I was looking forward to most from the night, and I say that because Marcel was a surprise, so I couldn't be looking forward to something I didn't know, even though we knew an Imperium Breezango feud was coming again. We did know that there was definitely going to be LA Knight on this show after he defied the odds, climbed the ladder, and walked away with that $1 million championship, which I was so excited about. This was the match I was talking about earlier. This was the match by a million miles, the match of the night, in my opinion, for In Your House. Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight ladder match. Was looking super forward to it going in. They did not disappoint. A humongous fan of both those guys. The ladder match itself, this was a good example of using a ladder match. It didn't really benefit, in my opinion, Escobar and Devlin. This needed to be a ladder match, this match. I know people have been saying that sometimes with takeovers, they are too reliant on gimmick matches, and especially ladder matches. I would agree with that, because NXT is a showcase for the wrestling. But this was an example of a match that It was a ladder match. It was a brilliant match. They were still able to do everything brilliantly. Brilliant wrestling, brilliant storytelling, amazing spots, crazy Daredevil stuff, especially that Cameron Grimes jump into the lighting gimmick, what do you call it? Thank God he hit that because they moved the ladder. So it was like, that looked nuts. I love that. It was like some Kofi Kingston stuff right there. But yes, definitely by a million miles, match of the night. Loved that ladder match. Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight, and LA Knight, your new $1 million champion. Awesome, love it, love everything about that match. It was so good, and so that's why I was looking super forward to this segment. And honestly, I am a huge LA Knight fan. Like I said, I love both those guys, and I went into on Sunday thinking I was gonna cheer for Cameron Grimes. During the match, I changed my mind. I just seen LA Knight alone in that ring with the ladder, and I was just like, go, go, go! And he wins. He wins. And then he wins, and the fireworks in the background, him holding up that sparkling belt, it just felt right. It feels like this is where Knight should be, and he deserves every bit of it. He is a megastar. He needs to be in that top echelon for his duration, honestly, for all of time. That's how strongly I feel about him. I think he is definitely the future. Taking nothing away from Cameron Grimes, also a big fan of Cameron Grimes. But this segment on NXT, to circle back around to that, was well done by everyone involved. I love LA Knight. I loved him giving DiBiase his props. That was touching. It was really sweet, but it was too sweet for a heel, and we all knew it was going to go south, and we all didn't want it to, or at least I know I didn't want it to, but I knew it was coming, and truth be told, it had to be done. As a fan, it was like, no, but from a business standpoint, everybody in this everybody in this segment, did exactly what they needed to. The segment accomplished exactly what it needed to. If Grimes wasn't already a face, he is a mega face now. If Knight wasn't already a heel, he is a mega heel now. DiBiase comes off as the sympathetic legend figure. Beautifully done segment by everyone. This went perfectly. Absolute NXT brilliance at its finest. We had Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Luckily, I'm so happy because I love them so much. Looked amazing in their match and defeated Kaden and Casey. So next we have some information. We had Everrise. Got some matches lined up for next week, which is going to be great because honestly, this show flew by for me. And maybe it was after a subpar takeover, which I'm not happy about that either, guys. I don't take any pleasure in saying that. But the ladder match was the standout. A unbelievably terrible Raw on Monday. We'll get into that a tiny bit later. So finally we got some beautiful NXT brilliance, and it went by like that. So, but we have next week to look forward to. I wish it was already next Tuesday night because we got some great stuff lined up. We have Everrise versus Hit Row next week. And also, so far, already scheduled Kyle O'Reilly versus Kushida. So, again, thank you, NXT. NXT doing NXT things. Love it. So, yeah, I did mention, I just want to talk about real quick, before we get into, some more NXT stuff and the way NXT ended, which I want to talk a little bit about. Raw saw the debut of, if you don't know, I'm going to quote Hit Row right now. If you don't know, now you know. Everybody say it along with me. Piper Niven. That was the lady with Eva Marie. If you don't know because you don't watch NXT UK, you should be watching NXT UK, but I'm not here to yell at you. I'm here to yell at the commentators because she works for your company and has for quite some time. She was Viper in the Indies. She has been on NXT UK for a while now. Active wrestler. That came off looking incredibly dumb for Raw as a whole. Poor Piper. Felt terrible for her. Yes, she's great though, guys. So, I don't know what to say about that. It was just one of the many things on Raw that had me scratching my head. But just, you know, I'm just letting you guys know that is her name. She is a wrestler. She has been with WWE for a while because everybody wanted to know. So there you go. So the show went off the air, thankfully enough, on a uplifting, positive for the future, happy ending, sort of ending to NXT, which was unlike TAKEOVER. TAKEOVER ending with Regal kind of hinting at a retirement, saying things need to change in NXT, was just really bizarre because NXT, they'll logo you and we'll get you know, a shocking ending or something like that, or you know, but this didn't feel shocking. It wasn't happy. It was just like, like, okay, well, that's like a wet blanket, you know? It was a wet blanket ending, is what it was. But this was the opposite. So, this was Joe and Regal getting into their car, being interviewed by Mackenzie at the end of the night about how things are looking now for the two of them, and Regal seemed very happy about it, and Joe said, here's to the first night of many. So, that was very touching. This was a touching NXT. I loved it. Really good stuff. It was very positive, happy, uplifting ending, unlike TAKEOVER and unlike pretty much almost all of Raw. And we want to have we want to know words. We want to know words. We want to have uplifting, happy endings, much like this show. So I'm going to end it on here because we are already surpassing the 10-minute mark. Alright, I love you guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. And I hope you have a good week and have a good night. Love you guys. Mwah. Bye.